Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage.
Is TRID slowing you down? Not if you're closing with UWM. While other lenders are struggling, we're closing most TRID loans in 15 days or less, thanks to easy-to-use tools like UClose and Ease, and direct communication from submission to close. Get United at UWM.com.
Welcome to Master of the Markets. I'm Barry Habib at MBS Highway. This is created exclusively for Mortgage News Network, brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage. Tell you what, they've got so many tools for you, including something called UClose. Set up your own closing. So easy to do. I know people have raved about this great feature for clients and referral sources. Hey, last week we did get quite a bit of news on housing, inflation, and boy, oh boy, the correlation between the oil market, stock market, bond market, it has been incredible. Now in the past, you've heard me talk about the oil markets and how it's given us clues because we watch these things and we've talked about in the past, these contango spreads gives us a clue as far as the oil markets go in the direction. That's been a pretty good indicator. And why is that so important? Well, look at the domino effect. Oil has been very correlated to the stock market. In fact, statistically, near 95% of the time when oil prices are up, stock prices are up. When oil prices are down, stock prices are down. So look at that correlation, just very strong. And we also know that stocks and bonds are highly correlated. We know that the vast majority of the time when the stock market's doing well and stock market's up, well, bonds, they're not doing so good, and vice versa. So having these clues as to the direction of the oil market can really help us understand, and it has in the past, help us forecast the direction of interest rates. Now, currently, we are seeing a little bit of an upturn in the oil market here. This is due to the contango spreads narrowing, and because of that, we're starting to see stocks move up and bond prices have a little bit of difficulty. We're going to be monitoring this with you, and next week, of course, we'll give you an update on this. And if we see a pronounced move one way or another that gives an indication, we'll give you that heads up, and it's really helped us in the past. And with regards to the news we got last week regarding housing, it was very strong, as has been the case. We had seen existing home sales, now get this, rise by 8.2% on a year-over-year basis when you look at the median price of a home. I mean, think about that. If somebody purchased a home for $300,000, they made $25,000, almost $24,600. That's an awful lot of money. So when the media talks about some of the negative aspects of housing, we have to really consider the fact that is now still a good time to buy. And the answer is yes, because affordability remains very high. Now, I know it's local, but in most parts of the country, right on the MBS Highway site, you can pull up your local market, check out affordability, check out the job market, and looking for the forecasts in real estate, and use that as a report that you can give your realtors. It's updated every month, and your customers. Very, very useful tool. So is it still affordable, even going up 8.2%? The answer is, as I mentioned, yes, because of many things, but incomes are rising. Do they have to rise by 8.2%? No, because there's a relationship. If you took typically a mortgage payment of principal and interest, let's say they were $1,000 a month, and if you were to say, okay, what's a typical income to carry that, that income would be about $5,000 a month. So it's about a 20% ratio when you look at just mortgage payment, principal and interest, not counting taxes and insurance. That's the average. So when we take a look at that, if that mortgage payment went up by, let's just say, 8%, well, the income level does not have to rise 8%. So if the payment was $1,000 a month and the income was $5,000 a month, but now that payment went up by $80 or 8%, to $1,080, the income doesn't have to rise that much. It only has to rise by 1.6% on that $5,000 a month to make up that $80 a month increase. So we don't have to have as significant an increase in income, and the media loses sight of that. So affordability stayed good. Interest rates have come down, making affordability even better. The jobs picture is getting stronger. So all of these factors lead us to believe that we will continue. But what's the number one factor? It's just simple economics, supply and demand. The level of demand has been high, but supply is shrinking. We are seeing the amount of homes for sale down to extraordinarily low levels. And while that makes the amount of sales a little bit harder to find a home, less selection out there, it's very supportive of pricing because there's not that much for sale, multiple bids on each home, people outbidding each other. It's very supportive of prices going higher, at least for the foreseeable future. So if you can find a home, now's a great time to do it. Now, we also got some inflation news, and that inflation started to tick up, and that's potentially a concern for the markets as far as interest rates go, although I think that we're still in a great interest rate environment. But if this trend of inflation starts to continue and the drumbeat gets a little bit louder, interest rates may come under pressure, so it's worth watching. Now, we watch that for you every single day. You should jump on to MBS Highway, take a free trial. If you've used up your free trial, pay for it. Your customers depend on you. Talk to you soon.
Today's Master the Markets was brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage.
At UWM, our AEs receive over 500 hours of training each year to keep you current with the industry. We give you direct access to your own team of underwriters who return your calls in 3 hours or less. And we provide exclusive products and tools that give your business a competitive edge. In fact, everything we do at UWM is dedicated to championing your success, which is why more brokers choose UWM than any other lender. World-class service, exclusive products, groundbreaking tools, and you. Get united with us at uwm.com.
This is Mortgage News Network.